Hi everyone! Welcome back to Musical Theater Tips with Gabby. So today we're going to be covering resumes, headshots, and your book for musical theater. So these are all things that are essential for auditions. So first off, I'm just going to say a few things about headshots for musical theater. Headshots are basically, they're just a picture of your face so that the directors and casting agents can remember your face by, just for reference. So you're going to want to make sure that you look like yourself. No need to slap on a ton of makeup unless you look like that all of the time. But if you're just starting out, kind of like me, I don't do very much professional work. If you're really just starting out in musical theater, you don't need to hire a photographer and pay a ton of money. You can honestly just take them on portrait mode with your camera. Just make sure that there's good lighting. Make sure that the background is semi-neutral, so nothing too crazy in the background, and make sure the background should be out of focus because the whole headshot is just your face, you know. I wouldn't say you need to even show your entire torso, maybe just like, you know, shoulders and up. Not shoulders and up, but you know what I mean. So just have a headshot ready. It doesn't need to be professional unless you're doing super professional work. The next thing I'm going to talk about is your musical theater resume. So resumes kind of look different based on like if you do film or if you do theater, but I'm going to cover theater resumes. So make sure to have, I'm going to insert an example resume right here. This is what it kind of should look like. So you're going to want to have your first and last name, or whatever your stage name is, whatever you want people to call you. Make sure to have that at the top, and definitely this is essential. Make sure to put your contact information, so your email and your phone number, so that if you get a job or if they want to call you back, they can call you. Otherwise, how are they going to contact you if they liked your audition? If you are a teenager, they're going to want you to put your age, but I do know that adults don't really put their age, they just put their age range that they could play. So you're going to want to have a section that has all of your previous theater experience. So you would put your show title, the role that you played in it, and then the director and theater company that you did that show in. So the directors' names can be kind of important, because if you're at an audition and the director is skimming through your resume and they see a name that they know, this is like, connections are everything, right? So if they see a familiar name on your resume, they might call that person and ask about your musicianship, or they might ask about just how easy you are to work with. So that's why putting the director's names or the teacher's names from your training or from your previous productions can be important. And something I've realized is, like, if you've done a lot of shows, you don't need to put every single show you've done, because then it just looks super cluttered. And make sure to put your biggest roles or your most impressive roles at the top, because most directors just like skim through your resume. They don't really read the whole thing thoroughly. So just if you played any impressive roles or lead roles, I would put that at the top. And then like your more unimportant ones at the bottom of your list. After that, you're going to want to have a section for training. So a musical theater resume would have like voice. If you've had any vocal training, you can put the company you took that at, or your vocal teacher's name. If you took improv training, if you took acting training, dance training, you can put your studio name and your dance teacher and like what kind of dance you did. And then you're going to want to have a special skills section. So this one is just kind of to show why you stand out. You know, you can put languages you've learned, you can put like random like hidden talents you've learned, like if you know pi, or if you know the periodic table, or if you can juggle, if you can do magic, if you can playing instruments, that can be a special skill too. Stuff like that. Like directors want to see that, and they might ask about it at your audition. If they're looking at your resume and they're like, oh, this person can do I don't know, gymnastics. They might be like, oh, like how long have you been doing gymnastics? And they can ask about that. And it's just like stuff to start conversations and stuff. I do know that if you have a driver's license, you can put that on your special skills. I forgot why, but you can. If you're a registered driver and you have a driver's license, so that can count as a special skill. And next I'm going to be talking about your book. So your book is just quite literally a book or a binder, just a collection of songs that you have prepared to bring for auditions. You know what I mean? So that way you don't have to scramble to find a new song every single time you have an audition. If you have a book, you just have an audition. You're like, okay, I have an audition. I have to sing a comedic song. You just open your book and you're like, okay, I've already practiced this comedic song a ton of times, so I'll just bring this one to my audition. So you're going to want to have sheet music for a collection of songs. So for each song, you're going to want to have the sheet music. Musicnotes.com, they have a ton of musical theater sheet music that you can purchase and print out and put into your book. And you're going to want to have a variety of songs in your book too. So definitely at least 2 songs from the golden age. So that's like before the 1960s. Old musicals. Doesn't have to be from stuff like Oklahoma, but just that era of musicals. So more older, you're going to want to have at least 2 of those. And then you're going to want to have at least 2 contemporary musical theater songs. So that would be stuff that's more, I guess, stuff like Waitress, like that counts as contemporary, or stuff after the 1960s. There, I said it. You're going to want to refrain from super overdone songs. It's not like you can't do Defying Gravity, but if you are going to sing Defying Gravity and have that in your book, just be prepared, because the directors have heard that song 1,000 times. So if you're going to do an overdone song like Defying Gravity, make sure that you can sing it super, super well, and make sure you're super confident in it. There's also an unspoken rule that you can't sing Jason Robert Brown songs. This is just because those are technically overdone, but I say, for me personally, I'm like, if you think that this is the best song you can sing ever and you love to sing this song and you're like, I don't care if this is overdone, the way I sing it is super special, then sure, put that in your book, right? So 2 golden age songs, 2 contemporary songs. Make sure you have some ballads in there. Make sure you have an acting piece that you can put in, like one that is more acting focused than singing focused, and then like a song that shows off your range, like so more of like a wow piece, I guess I would say, and then like a comedic song maybe, just a variety of stuff so that you can be prepared for anything, you know? Also, this is something I didn't realize. A lot of actors have pop songs or rock songs in their book, just a couple, just if like the directors are like, can you sing a pop song for us? You can whip those out, you know? And it can be like a ballad from the 80s, or like, I don't know, some top 40s music that they can enjoy and hear you sing, to hear your stylistic range for singing. And you're going to want to have a 16-bar cut prepared and marked in the music, and a 32-bar cut prepared and marked in the music for each song in your book. So 16 bars is 16 measures, and that's pretty much all they're going to ask of you, 16 or 32. So make sure you mark that in so that the pianist knows when to start and when to stop, because most likely you're going to walk into an audition, there's going to be a accompanist sitting at the piano. You're going to want to be polite to them, hand them your sheet music for what you will be singing at that audition. Make sure it's in your key. You can tell them where you've marked it and tell them like any dynamics you want to do. Make sure you mark that in so that they know. If you're doing a 16-bar cut or a 32-bar cut, make sure you leave some space for like intros and outros so it doesn't just start abruptly or end abruptly, just a couple of measures in between. Just make sure you've done all of the acting preparation beforehand before you add it into your book, because your book is stuff that you have memorized, ready to go at any time. So yeah, that's basically what I would say. Headshots, resumes, your book. That's all you need for an audition, and a good attitude. Thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.